Welcome back. This is Kevin Fear. This is Pillow Talk. If you stuck around during the break, thank you. If you're just joining us, welcome. If this is your first time, this is a show about sleep. I am the president and CEO of Mattress Express, a chain of luxury bedding stores. And we talk about sleep. We talk about mattresses, of course. We talk about different effects that affect your sleep, pillows, mattress covers, all different types of things. Today, the show we're going to talk about is the New York State Fair in review. Now, if you hear my commercials at all, you know I said don't buy a mattress or a massage chair at the State Fair. Why did I say that? Well, because I want you to buy from me, but more so, I went to the State Fair. I'm going to tell you why not to buy at the State Fair in a moment. I went to the State Fair. I love the State Fair. I've always loved the State Fair. You know, I was just sharing with somebody, if you're my age, I'm 56. When I was a kid, my family, my sister, my parents, and this other family would go to the State Fair, and all day long, we would have to go through the buildings. Now, when you're a kid, you just want to get to the midway, but we would go through the buildings all day. We would go see the dairy sculpture and get our milk and go see all the animals and the Center of Progress, and you'd get a plastic bag and you'd fill it with stickers and pens and everything people were giving away, right? I don't know. I'm wondering if everybody went through this. And then we would go to lunch somewhere, and then we always went to dinner at Baker's Chicken Coop. And then after dinner, then we went to the Midway. And it was dark out then, and we'd go and do rides and whatnot. And then we always got a pizza free and went home. That was our day at the fair when I was a kid. So I've always loved the fair. And I went again this year, and I got to take my 3 stepdaughters to the fair, and we had a lot of fun. And some of these rides are crazy. You know, I used to get on the rides when I was a kid, not anymore. One of them they were on, I couldn't believe how fast it was going. And, you know, one of them is 8 and one is 12, and it didn't bother them at all. Probably didn't bother me when I was that age. But let's talk about beds at the State Fair. Of course, I walked through the Center of Progress building. I like to see what's going on with anybody selling mattresses there. There was only 3 companies this year. I saw a significant decrease in vendors at the fair this year. I don't know why. I know I've gotten prices to be at the fair, and you would be stunned to know how much they want to sell mattresses at the fair. Tens of thousands of dollars for a vendor. And I was shocked when I talked to the New York State Fair, and they told me they don't give New York State businesses any preference when signing up at the State Fair, which I think is wrong. It's New York State Fair. I think it's wrong for the New York State Fair to let out-of-state vendors come in ahead of New York State vendors and steal money from our local economy and leave. What do I mean by that? And this isn't just mattresses. Companies come in from out of state. They work here. They sell a lot of things. They take a lot of money in at the fair. And they're not paying local income taxes or New York State taxes if they're from out of state. All they're paying, in my estimation, is sales tax. They're taking all this money away from local merchants and leaving the state. And I think that if you're going to have the New York State Fair, if anybody's listening from the New York State Fair, I think New York State vendors should get first stab at those spots. It only makes sense. We're paying New York State taxes. We're employing New York State people. It's the New York State Fair. It's only good for our state, for New York vendors to be there. But when I talked to them, this is a couple of years ago, I talked to a gentleman, and he kind of laughed at me when I said, "You're kidding me." He just kind of laughed. I was shocked. But anyway, let's talk about mattresses at the State Fair. So I walked through, and there was 3 companies selling mattresses there. One was a national company who has no local stores. They don't have a store that within 100 miles of Syracuse that I'm aware of. There was a local company there, fine company, and there was a company from Texas, halfway across the country, Texas, at the New York State Fair. And the company from Texas had a purple booth, full line of purple, the exact same purple I have on the floor. Purple sets the prices for those. I can't imagine there was any better deal there than you would have gotten in my store. They had another display with about 8 mattresses. They had 2 Stearns and Fosters, which I had. They had a number bed by Instant Comfort, which I have several of. They had two or three beds of an off-brand name, and I wasn't familiar with those beds. And the other two beds, I believe, were Tempur-Pedics, which I have on the floor, but I have 8 Tempur-Pedics on the floor for you to choose from. The local company has Tempur-Pedics, which I have in my store. I have a bigger selection in my store, and they had one brand of their own bed that I'm not familiar with. The national concern had about 12 beds. Tempur-Pedic, they had a mixture of stuff. I would say about half of which I had on the floor in my store. So I didn't see anything great there. There was a company selling massage chairs. I have Furniture for Life, which is a company that sells spa-grade massage chairs. Most of their chairs come with a 3-year in-home warranty. So here's the deal. If you bought a mattress at the fair, if you got a quote at the fair, I've had a lot of people that heard my commercial that said, bring in your quote, bring in your receipt. We will sell you the same mattress, the same massage chair, or a comparable model for the same price or less. Now, anyone who just comes into my store, regardless if you bought or got a quote at the fair, but even if you did, we're going to make it worth your while. You come in to do a comfort test, you get a $25 Visa card. Okay. So we're going to pay you to bring it in, even if you don't do anything, even if you say, hey, I'm going to keep the one coming from the fair. I had a woman bring in a receipt from the fair, quote. She got a quote on a beauty rest from the national company. It said 3 to 5 weeks for delivery. She came in. I said, I can get you that bed. But she tried the Stearns & Foster. She liked it better, and it was $500 less. How do you beat that? The bigger point is, after you buy, even if you come here and you get the same mattress, and I say the same price or less because some of these beds, the prices are set by the companies. I'm not allowed to sell them for less than what they're advertised for. But I will certainly meet or beat any price you got there. If I can beat it, I will. The bigger point is, after the sale, you buy a mattress and it's got a sleep guarantee, which means you don't like it. What are you going to do when the company's halfway across the country? I don't know how that works, but I can't imagine it's an easy process. They're halfway across the country. Locally, you just come in and see us and we find something else and get you rolling. 3 to 5 weeks for delivery. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me on a mattress like a Purple or a Tempur-Pedic? We'll have it out a lot quicker than that. And massage chairs. Most of our chairs come with a 3-year in-home warranty. That's huge. Massage chairs can be complicated. When we sell a massage chair, a lot of people come back multiple times with questions on how to use it, how to use the settings. They're not hard to use, but they want to get everything they can out of it. You can't do that when the company's halfway across the country, can you? That's my point. You'll not only support a local business, but we're going to try to give you a better deal and give you better service after the sale. I had a couple come in last fall after the fair. They said, we bought this off-name mattress, paid $5,000 at the fair, just finally got it several weeks after the fair, doesn't feel anything like it felt at the fair, and this company's gone, and we can't send it back. What do we do? I said, you're out $5,000. So don't fall for that. Bring it into the fair. If you got a quote at the fair, if you bought at the fair, bring it to one of my stores. I'll sell you the same mattress, the same massage chair, or a comparable model for the same price or less. And when you do a comfort test, you get a $25 prepaid Visa card just for coming in. And you'll support a local business, and you'll have service after the sale. You can always cancel that when you bought it. The figures call them up, say, I don't want it. I don't want it. I had another guy come in from the fair, and he was quoted 4 years financing. We gave him 5. Do things like that. See what I mean? There's always things we can do. So go to mattressexpressny.com, call 1-800-NEW-BEDS during business hours. You got a comment? You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong? pillowtalkquestion@gmail.com. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I've been in retail for 35 years. You're not going to hurt my feelings, but hey, I'm open. I'm open-minded. I'm open to talk to people, whether they agree or disagree with me, and send it over. Let me have it. This is Kevin Fear. I'm the president and CEO of Mattress Express, a chain of luxury bedding stores. We're talking about the New York State Fair that just wrapped up. All the kids are going back to school. When you need your next bed, give us a try. That's all I ask. We have all the brands under one roof. We'll go up against the break. Stick around during the break. We're going to be right back after this short message.